Camera's up. I think we're going. So, hello. Good afternoon. Good morning. Time zones are weird. I got chat up. I got a monitor. I got a whole bunch of stuff. Frieren's doing a little dance in the corner. And yeah. Doing a kind of funny stream this week because it's the wonders of... I didn't put up a poll. Stuff was going on. Had to go look after some family pets. And yeah. Didn't really know if we were going to make it back in time for streaming, but here we are. So I'm just throwing on a couple of smaller objects that were in the votes earlier in the summer, I guess. Last couple months. Didn't win, but still want to make them anyway. Plus some other funny little pocket clutter type things, so gonna just play around, see what we get to. Yeah. Basically, it's the most cat and chill version possible. Trying out some new glasses, and we'll see what we get to. So, I don't know if I want to start with the most simple one, I think, because the whole aim of the game here is just making things that are just bringing me joy right now. So, because things have been odd, we've been playing a bunch of Peak, because how can you not play a little game with potato people tumbling down a mountain? So, this one's kind of like a 2-for-1, where we have the compass and the pirate's compass. I don't know how many folks out in the chat land have actually played Peak. I've only seen this thing once. Beshi Basara. Let's see what we got. Just the music, so I'm not blowing anyone's ears out. And yeah, we got compass in our hands, chubby little thumbs, and a ruler here to kind of figure out how big we're gonna make this, because it's about twice the length of a thumb, which 2.5 inch, so we'll call it 5 inches across. Call it 5 inches across. Yeah, close enough. And I think we can make most of this all in one sketch. So I understand it's super low poly and at a little bit of an angle, but we'll figure it out as we go with the power of faking it until we make it. So basically, I just want this circle to get a rough eyeball of the size. Polygons. Oh geez, how many sides is this? There's a point there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So probably 16-sided figure. Something like that. Something like that. And yeah. Give me a chain selection. Yeah. Something piratey. So that'll be the base of the compass. Then we can do the... What is it called? Is it a dial? The needle? Yeah, the needle of the compass. Do the needle of the compass in a separate one, and all of the points, because pirate compass doesn't quite work the same way as a normal one. But yeah, let's just get the main face of the thing together. So it's a little bit chunky, so we'll say, sure, something like that. And we'll do compass body, Call it that. Do two-sided here. Something like that. And I guess we don't really need anything else there. How do we make this pirate hat? So we can tell that it, in the image, it roughly meets up with these points. So we have points to snap. And is it straight edges? Do we embrace the chunky pixel view here? Something like that. I guess we need to follow roughly on the inside at the angle there. Pirate hat? Pirate hat. And we'll go just play around with the jagged everything. So that'll give us the shape of the hat. Then I think what we want to do is do the skull and crossbones separately. So we have that. We have this. And we'll do a new body like that. And what I think we'll do, just to be a little bit extra, go between there and there. Split the pirate hat. And then we'll take this and that and just do a little draft angle there so that it looks like the pirate hat is curved around the surface. Well, good. Nice and extra chunky. Alright, now let's add a Jolly Roger on this thing. Okay, skull and crossbones, it totally looks like those are layered over one another, doesn't it? So, we have our base skull, which I guess we'll just do something like that. Oops. And then hopefully this brings us treasure and good fortune for the rest of the stream. So that is there. We'll do this for the crossbones, and that'll be layered over the skull. And this, I don't know. I'll have to take a look. But that should be fine. Let's hide a bunch of things so that we can actually see what's going on. Or even bring up the thing that is a little more clear than the canvas. Thanks, game screenshot. Kinda layered on top of things. It's hard to tell. But I think I also missed a tooth in there. So we'll just add, maybe that's the nose of the skull? I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. So, bodies. We'll have it just a little proud of this hat itself. Make it a new thing. And then, let's see. We'll just hide the hat for now. We need these, and they need to be slightly higher. And then the last one. Oops. Slightly higher again. So we're pirates looking for treasure. Pretty okay. Okay, we don't need that. We don't need this. Good. Yar. Now, can figure out our needle. So, will it give me the center point? I don't think it will. So we'll just have to project that one over. And for sake of this, I think what we'll do, make that perpendicular, if it will please. Perpendicular, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Do that, and like so. Then, because we're lazy, we'll do a mirror about there, and then once more across the middle. But those can all be separate bodies, so that they can be broken by color when we get there. So, new body, our army cylinder. That's exactly right. Might as well do some colors on this so that we don't get lost with what's what. So, we got our red, we got our white on the needle, and we can go look at some brass. Brass? Where'd you go? Metal. Brass. Old. It's pretty good. Okay. So now what we can do, because as we have mentioned, we are lazy. I think we'll hide that. Get that face. Can I have the axis, please? Perfect. So then, what we need to do... gotta make all of those points. And for a compass with 16, we have 3 in between. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. Got north, we got our west, we got our northwest, and then our in-between of north-northwest and west-northwest. So yeah, that makes sense to me. Doesn't really look like any of the points other than north change size, so I guess we will hide that. And we've got our one point that's larger than the others, How big are our needles? They won't interrupt there, so that's good. And we'll just do... I can just mirror that. That'll be better. So mirror that line to there. And for these ones, I think we cheat and go towards the center. How big do we make these? 4? Because that's 9. We'll make it a bit bigger. Why am I doing the hard way? We have the tools. Okay. Good. Good. Now, if we do that, good, I think. And we don't need our compass body. And we can use our 2 edges there. Split our body here using that. And once again, drafting. 38. What an odd number. Why is it doing that? Let's make it look better overall. Because we like peak. We like peak a lot. So we'll point those down. Oops. Then repeat our draft. Yeah. Maybe even go a little more dramatic there. That looks good. Okay. And what did we have here? We had 45. Combine those. That looks a little silly. Just that. We'll go... Yeah. I agree with that. That's good. Now, we want this one to be a little larger than those. So, I think we'll do that. And save ourselves some time with this. Not an offset plane, we want our plane at our angle here. And we'll once again draft these. So that was... yeah. Hide that. Just so that we got easy things to work with here. 40? 40. Defaulted 45, so that's alright, I guess. Okay. Now, they also appear to be slightly curved on the top. So that's one body, this is now one. So let's add a little bit of a fillet here, but do it variably so that we keep that point there. I honestly don't know if there's anything in Peak that's got a fillet applied. It's just a very sharp-edged game, even with the bananas. Okay, what do we got? These are kind of shiny, huh? So let's go back to our paints. Do a metallic red and a metallic black. Like that. Oh, that's dark gray. I definitely need to grab the right one. And what we'll do, pattern circular with bodies. This one about our center axis. We need only 15 of the 16, so we can turn that off. Then, if we turn off all our sketches here and turn these back on, that's starting to look pretty much like a compass. So, what we'll do, just for the sake of making it look real good, we'll do that as a new body. We'll get some glass. Do we have glass? Where we got glass? Hey, look, glass. Texture? Because it's all beat up. The glass was frosted. Nah. We'll just do it as clear. Oh, computer didn't like that. That's okay. Now we just need the pirate hat. So I think we just keep being lazy and using our powder coats here. So that and these. It's closer to purple actually. So let's do that. Play around like that. Something pirate compass like that. Looks about right. Do I even add chamfers onto anything? Like, this just doesn't feel like it's finished. Let's do it for the sake of actually making it feel like it's a finished object. Because otherwise it'll bother me. Grab all those. Good. Now, all this nonsense inside here. I guess the question is, do we actually turn this into something that is magnetic and can, in fact, act as a compass? I know it won't give us any treasure, but it'd be fun. Alright. In our classic way of doing things. Oh, I totally missed a chamfer there. Missed that one. We'll do something like that. Go into the render land. Oh, that's pretty dark. Yo-ho. Now, this... There we go. That's a little better. Now we're blind. A little bit of lens glare. I think that's our winner. So, we're good there. Do the in-canvas render. And let it go because there's a glass feature here, so it's gonna have some weird scattering and rebounds. But hopefully the brass texture and glass don't mess with each other too much. Do we just do the peak dance in the back while it's rendering? There we go. A minute to render, not bad. So we'll capture that image, and away it goes. Hey look, we haven't even saved. How about that? Just like that. Maybe we won't save it in the Halo section. Now the question is, do I even need a peak folder? Will I make anything else from that game? I don't know. Well, let's stop that render before it goes crazy. Oh, we could make chain guns and stuff. That would be fun. Or even the rope cannons. Get a bunch of launchers together. I wonder if Peak is going to be the Halloween thing this year. Because Among Us was definitely a thing for Halloween back when it became popular. Alright, let's make another thing. For the sake of making clips and stream stuff, booga 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 booga, we're changing gears. We're putting in a new canvas. We're going into the costumes folder, and the hint is definitely there in the bottom segment of the screen because we wanted to make some Frieren stuff. Now, I don't know. Yeah, there it is. It's this one. Haha. I went to the manga and figured out that, hey, look, we got things. If we even cheat, that's pretty vertical. Let's, nope, other direction. That's almost vertical. The Wonders of Frieren Slayer. And we have the ability to calibrate. And because we are nerds, I also went and found the wonderful thing of someone's already calculated the height of everyone based on their appearances to one another within the manga. So, surprise, Aizen isn't even 4 feet tall. Frieren a whopping 5'1" or 5.5. Yeah, she's taller than you by a whole like 1.5 inches. Sorry, you can't cosplay her now. So yeah, you need the slightest heal. 1500 millimeters. What was it? 15. 1.54. Okay. Whoop. There we go. Just like that. We now have the correct size, at least for that panel. I don't know how consistent Frieren is. But we can also bring in some more that are a little higher definition, because we know the wonders of everything going off panel and off form. So, like, that's pretty high res. And it almost matches. Almost. I don't even know if I need it. It's reassuring that they keep it on model for the most part between the manga and the anime. So, there you have it. We'll keep that in there just for the sake of being able to trace it a little bit easier. And we have the Powers of Art book to give us side profiles. We have the juice, because I thought that might be a funny thing to throw onto the options list. And there we have a better view from the side, roughly what this is doing. So, the hardest part of Frieren staff, I think, is the power of... It's an elliptical connection, so we can't quite revolve, but we can play around with things. So, I think we'll ignore that for the most part. And then just try and get our midpoint for the staff itself that we can revolve with. We'll call... why is it grabbing it? Better. Almost aligned. We can better edit this. Probably a 0.5. Yeah. Just to give ourselves the best shot at making this right. So that'll give us our center line. I think we can work with it from there. So we don't need our heights, we have those. And we can look at the fancy cover art to figure out what's actually going on in the staff. So I think for the majority of it here, we're still cylindrical. And then it becomes elliptical after the joint to there. So we'll go a little bit do that. And is that enough? Might need to go wider out there. Yeah, that's feeling alright. And just do the same again there. So those can revolve. And I believe those would be the same, yes. Okay. So again, 7.5. And I guess instead of being a dum-dum, just doing that. Now, this to there, so that we have that line through, and then the length of the staff. Now, it's a meter almost. All right. What did we do? We called that 17.5. So, what? I think we want our PVC chart. Let's take a look, see. 33.4 is pretty close. So this is almost 1 inch PVC, 33.4. That's 35, so yeah. I think we can just make the handle out of 1 inch PVC. Just from eyeballing it. So, right on, Frieren. You make our life easy. Now, I think what we'll do, continue that, just so that the connection there is easy. Make the simplest staff possible there. Then it becomes a bell. So we want there to there. Call it an even 75. Then the slightest and yeah. Just do that. And then from there, just keeping things consistent. Then I guess we'll go 25, maybe 26, just to give ourselves a little extra space. Yeah, that doesn't overrun there, so that's good. And we'll grab that and make an arc here, going back to that joint, keeping that tangent. And this should probably fix that. So if we want to slide anything up or down, we can play around with it. But I think that's the base handle of the staff, which definitely quick and easy. So if we grab all these, they will become metallic parts. And once more, for good measure, we'll do that. And make this one a new body. So we said, what was it, 33.7? 33.4. Now the question being, do we make it a sleeve that prints over one size down so that we can do some shenanigans of splitting the staff, or just carry it around a 3.5 foot piece of PVC around? Options are available. Okay. I guess we'll play around using the gem as our... That's a little off center. Okay. Yeah. We'll use the gem in the center to figure out what we need to do with the connection between the top of the staff. Because all of these in the spokes appear to be cylindrical. And then the crescent itself is curved. So, is the crescent a crescent? Kind of. Alright, that was definitely a sentence. We'll rock with it. Go an even 40. Now, I think if we play with this, then we can round it. And then kind of tease it into the shape that we need it to be. Do that, and then these can be adjusted, but that gives us that shape, which we then need to be slightly wider at the maximum. Yeah, I think that'll work. And then, oop, let's not grab everything like that. Excuse you. I'm invariable. Ha ha ha. If we do these, doesn't freak out too bad. Let's try that. Let's try that. Now, will these break it? Potentially. Okay, these ones definitely want variable. So, we'll do a bunch that way and see what... Hello? Did it just win the game for me? Okay. Nope. 17's fine. Nice. Alright. Cool. Let's try that again. I realize it's not going to be the same numbers here, but it might be in the same ballpark. Do that. Let's try like that, and then just rounding over this. Okay. I think that is pretty good. What I will do, though, is a crime. I'm a villain. We'll do that, and then we split using this, and we will disregard that. I think that'll be a little better, having it narrower. Now, we know that this is slightly more narrow, so we have anywhere between 5 and 25. So let's go like that for this, and then we can play with the gem. Might actually be better to just cut for the gem right now. Let's see where those meet up. Actually, it only might curve to the one side. So, yeah. Thanks, cover art. You're making my life easier. Let's do that. And then can add in a chamfer this way for the setting of the gem. Yeah, it's probably way too much. Of course, it's a little funny in what we have for the gap there. Do that. And then once this is mirrored, we can round that over. So if we... Have we measured this exactly? Yes, we have. So let's give it a little extra. I had all those as offsets. Okay. So we won't adjust the sketch. We'll adjust this extrude. And then go give it an extra 2. That'll be good. That'll be good. And then for the gem, I think we do this as a new body. Give ourselves a axis through our cone there. Give ourselves a plane which we can see things at, and this can hide for the moment. If we project this, we can then give ourselves roughly what our maximum will be. So I think we want that just there as a construction line. That can live there as it is. And that will be our gem, which we can play with later. So if we, no, we don't want a mirror, we want our revolve. We can do like that. And we can hide this, so this segment here itself just becomes the gem. Yeah. That's feeling alright. Now, what do I need? I need to get how these rods connect. Are they centered on the staff or centered on the gem? It's looking kind of like the staff. So I think that helps us a lot. I can do that. The point might be centered on the gem. We'll see how it looks with both. We can adjust. So for that, let's just do something like that. And then, oh geez, these, I guess around there. And grab that about here and do it 4 times. That doesn't work. Alright. So, had that 7 wide. And this one we're just freehanding entirely. It might be centered on the gem. We'll bring it approximately there. That'll work. Good enough for our porpoises and purposes. And we'll just do a whole bunch of revolves. That can hide, this can hide. And it might help if I grab everything. Potentially. We'll just keep doing all these revolves. Just keep doing all the revolves. Now, what I want to do, how does this look? Like so. And then just slightly rounding it over. Because bringing it back to the line of the sketch. Pretty good. Pretty fine. I think that's alright. Let's do that. And then basically just do all those. So all that's left is the very point of the staff, the connection, and the ribbon. Can live with that. So what do we got for this? Basically a funny little cone and a circle. Easy. So we'll keep going with these as the center line. Come on, give me the rectangle. And we'll just do that. We'll just do those for now. And then all of this, once it's revolved, we can figure out what we're doing and what needs to be tweaked. So if we do something like that, how does that look? Do we have a better side view? This one literally just looks like it's a cap that goes on. So I might not even need the bottom here. Or what we can do, bring the top like so. And do that one for now. Then this can be a variable and we can play with it here. So where is its starting point? Radius points. Will it give me, where is its center? Okay, so we have 0.75 and I guess we want 0.25 somewhere. Now, if we play around with these so that it meets up like that and just keeps the slightest curve around, will it give me a snap at halfway? Yo, it will. Hell yeah. Okay. That one there, so 8.5. Let's see how that looks. Pretty okay. I think that's good. Let's just keep pressing it slightly. This one, 3. Let's go to 9 and change. Kind of like it. I think that is our winner. We'll just label these. Okay. We've got names for things, that's good. Now I think what we do is we just do a little bit of an offset. To there. Then we do a projection of this lower circle because that just has it cylindrical. That's no fun. Okay, what we're gonna do is do an ellipse, making sure that we have everything parallel and perpendicular to one another. We'll go that way and a little bit further out. Now, this can be pulled to match the width that we need, which is a little wider. And I think what we do is something like that as a new body. Then start adding a constant fillet. Let's take a look-see. And just add the slightest one there. Hello? Why did it not do that? Alright, sure. Guess it's being picky. And then if that lofts to this, maybe it's easier to loft it first. Ugh. And like that, just so that we're not losing anything. Now, that does, I don't know if I like how that's joining. So, let's just squeeze that in slightly. That's looking better. I think that's our winner. Connect those, round this over. Might want the variable. So again, I think we're doing our 4 points. Almost bullseyed. Alright, we'll just start with 10 and figure out where we actually need to be. Bit lumpy bumpy, but that's okay. Whoa, that's chaotic. Nope. Okay. 12 is right out. So let's go back and see if we can flatten these. It's just being chaotic. Alright, never mind. We'll just play with the constant here. Because it wasn't too bad. Now, how do we ribbon? Is there a charm on the ribbon? Oh no. Do we need to do some weird research now? What's she got on there? The anime art. Let's see. Oh, it's just a bead. Okay. Anime saves us. And all those appear to be gold and everything's red. That's good. Let's start playing with some appearances so that we can figure out what we like. Do we actually go with brass? Because brass is the best looking gold out there. I guess I could just combine all these objects now, huh? We've got that. Now, I guess paint. Unless we want to do wood? Painted? A rich mahogany? Cherry wood, because we like it? That's kind of fun. And then I think gems are a thing that we have. Are they in glass? Now, what's the difference between miscellaneous and other? I never can remember this. A ruby. It's definitely what our gem is. And it's a little more vibrant red. Okay. Now, I think all we gotta do is get rid of the robot. Time to do a ribbon. I think the easiest way that we just cheese it. We just cheese it. So if we have one of those, one of these, and something akin to an even wrap here. Just keep making a bunch of lines, and then we can trail one down after. Something like that. And we'll do it with 1.5 inch ribbon, right? That's fairly common size. And for the sake of my sanity, we'll just do that in like this. And then it tapers in for the bead. Ooh. Crazy spaghetti. Now, what have you done? Ooh. And we'll do just the bead there. Yeah, we'll call it that. Now, we get lazy. This can split with that. And we don't need that. We do need this. Now, that's the one we want. These are the ones we don't. We get rid of them. Now, what do we do here? Something like that. And then, I wonder. What is the wrap direction? These ones are the highest point, so we'll go 1. Like so. Like that. And something like that. Of which those can be mirrored. And then, last but most certainly not least, the whole reason that we came here is to make a bead. Now, we need that bead, please, like so. And then we need a fabric. I will always get caught by that. Fabric. Hey look, fabric generic red. My favorite. That's not too bad for the density that we're looking for. Just make all these things red. Make that red. And what's more red? And all these can mirror about the center. And I think we cheat this like that. And then just make it appear that it's coming out from under the wrap that way, for the sake of the render. And then all of these can be combined to make our ribbon. And our bead. And I believe that is part of our connection. So this and that are joined. And all that can come into existence again, like that. And then all we need is just this mirrored. So you, like so, and we'll call it a new body for now so it doesn't join into anything that we don't want it to. And then ribbon can have that subtracted out, just so it looks better when we render. Cool. Now the question here, do we leave the manga page in for the render? I think so. I think what we do, go like that, edit this, and then just turn the opacity down a little. And then, oh, I have not mirrored the gem, so that'll make the overall thickness of it better, and it'll look better in the render. So we have that, we go back, like so. Oh, what we'll do, set that as the top. And something like that. Play around with the position of the light so it's catching the gem in a good manner. I think that'll work. So we'll do our funny in-canvas render again. Oh, I need to save it. Interesting. Here, we'll save it for the first time. And I'm gonna make sure that I didn't I before E except after C. I before E. Yep. Okay, cool. Okay, now it'll let me render. Oh, it needs to be synced. Of course, how silly of me. There we go. Because it had to go through the cloud syncing, even though I'm not connecting this to the cloud in the slightest. So, image will go the highest one possible on local, and we'll just zoom it in a little. Well, this render's not so bad. It hasn't turned me into a picture book. Oh no, it doesn't catch the canvas in the background. Okay, maybe the in-canvas one will. So if we do that, and then we do in canvas rendering. No. If we do just that, let's see how that works. Oh, you can see it faintly. It's kind of fun. Let's keep playing with that. Let's bring it up to 25% opacity. Just overwrite it, because we knew where we were at. I think what I'll do, if we do this and make an offset plane, move it back a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. And then we edit that to be on here, like so. Then we go back to our render. Well, let's play with that. And no transparent background. Maybe that's what was messing with it. Yeah, there we go. That's kind of what we were looking for. I think I need to emphasize that a little. So that was these ones. So we'll go a little bit higher steps. So 1.2, let's go 0.9. One last time. Untitled emote. No, that's rude. And you say when, but it's definitely an if. There. I'm happy with that. That's pretty cool. All right. Two things made. So we've got completed today. Why am I in Halo? Dear Lord, why is it throwing me back in there? We've got a funny compass. We got a staff. We're making really adventure-themed things right now. What do we go into next? What do we go into next? We are feeling adventurous. Let's do a little Fallout one. Because we love Fallout. And we've got very good news. You want the fork. I don't know what the fork means. Oh, let's do the fork in the garbage disposal. Got it. Oh no. Is this its way of telling me that I have WebP files? Oh no. Yep. I totally have. That's the worst. Alright. Yep. Alright. We do the magic power. WebP to literally anything else. Okay. Where are we at? Fallout, chems, jet, good. Okay. Hey look, jet. Something like that. Something like that. How big is jet? It's like an inhaler? Sure. We will calibrate that. And I don't know, let's call it 5 inches. Now, I think we're just making everything that's a cylinder this stream day. Everything is a cylinder. The cylinder must remain intact at all costs. Oops. Helps if I actually click to the right thing. We'll do that. We'll do that. And we're playing with perspective here. So, if we do something like that, something like this. And once more with feeling. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Now we can do the inhaler part. Which I'm realizing this might be just far too easy. We'll just do something like that. Oh no, there's a bug. The downside of leaving things open. we'll do one of those. Go. Sure. Do a new body like so. Then we have that, which we can split and draft. So this and that. Yeah. That'll make the right pentagonal shape. Even hexagonal, I guess. So, like those. Don't need to keep the tools. This case we do. And in this case we do. Okay. Then we need all those minus that one. Yeah. Something like that. Might be a little drastic there. So, let's call it like that. And then this, like so. Do that as a new body. And then if we have this sketch, is it even worth it to pull that back in? Sure, we'll do that. And then this one. Good. Oh, that's definitely too much. Better. Something like these. Heck it. Get them all. And then I think these just round over slightly. Give me an even 5. Then that and that can mirror. And those can mirror. Oops, we might have made a thing in like 10 minutes. Uh-oh. We got that, and we have those. Untitled, yeah, I know. It makes it faster. Helps if it is actually like that. Let's make that a little messier. Darker. Okay. I don't know how that'll go, but hey, it's not too bad. It's a little dark, but helps if the light's pointing at the thing. See, the trick being the in-canvas render, you don't have to save for it to actually work. I don't know if that's a hack or what. Drive it all the way to final. Good. And it'll ask me where the heck we're making it, but I agree. Where the heck are we making it? I'll even save this as untitled just for a little treat for chat. But here we go. We'll go back out and Fallout. And I guess a new folder in here for chems. And we'll make jet. Crawl out through the Fallout. Okay, one more thing, I guess. Make it to the 2-hour mark. Do we want to do the potion that all men love? Or do we want to do some more Fallout stuff? Because I'm down for one more thing to build. And I've got all of the references in here for the different things that are Fallout themed. We can go even further into the costumes folder and do some further chaos. I think if I'm following my heart, we're going with the potion. We're we're gonna have to play a little fast and loose with this one, because there's that version, and then in the manga it's just generic potion bottle. So we'll go with what the anime has. Boop. And we know that this is going to be tiny. And that is twice the width of her hand, so like an 8-inch tall bottle. Do 8 inches. And maybe even give ourselves a treat and put it closer to the center of the working area. Now, I don't know, is this going to be a square bottle, or is it slightly rounded? I think we do it with a square body and a rounded neck. Is that the trick here? Do something like that. Something like that. So that we can at least play around with some lofts here. Looks like it's actually staggered. So something even like that. Trimming those. And then we can figure out the cork after. So, I think what we do get the base of our bottle here. Just get some rough shapes in. And then it's got little feet. I don't know if that's just artifacts or what, but it's looking like little feet, which can stand the bottle up. So, I think we do that for a revolve, and everything else can be blended in. So we do that, then we need our sketch back. Please come back. Yeah. Do that, and then I think cheese that, doing, oh, what we'll do, we'll split a bunch of faces here. So that split by that, and then this by our midline, and that hopefully will let us go like that to there. And then that can be rounded over slightly. Yeah. Because if we do our variable again, are those separate? No. Okay. If we... It's being picky. Oh, I'm in chamfer like a dum-dum. Okay, so it knows what I'm doing there. It's just a matter of finding the range that it's actually acceptable. Okay, so in that case, what we'll do is do the roundovers in the other segments. Why? Ever strange. Oh, actually, if we are going to be smart, we'll do this one as a variable so that it can line up on that side. So if we call that 4 and we call this 3, will it... It's nowhere near close to the 5 that we just had in constant. What is it doing? Let's see if it will give us a constant here. Yep, okay. But there's some cutouts that we want to do first, so we'll do that before we get there. It's not quite straight lines, are they? I guess I could do these entirely once extruded, but that's okay. Now, is that like a spooky face? Is that what's going on here? It's supposed to be a cursed potion. Yeah, I had a feeling it's Skeletums. Potion of unknown ability. And it roughly has the eyes line up there. We'll just have to make it work. So if we do that and then bring that back. Yeah. Something like that, I guess. Now, if we play with the radius here, we had that at 7. Yeah, that's good. That's fine. Will it give us 6? No, it won't. It'll give us 5. Oh, I see. On this here, this actually lowers. So, what we'll do go like that, I think, and then if we can like that. Good, I think. And then if I bring that in, let's keep playing with this concept that they're little feeties for the bottle. I'm sure the actual friends out there that know anything about glass blowing are losing their minds with what I'm actually doing to this thing. But I'm sorry. I just make computer. I make costumes in computer. I have no idea how glass blowing is actually done. I'm just giving it roundovers so that it looks like maybe it's possible to be made from blown glass. I don't know, man. I just work here. Let's see if it'll give us this. Oh. It's pretty good. Okay, better than I was expecting it to give me. Men will love this. Okay. Let's hide all those, hide all that, and see if it will actually hollow this. It actually worked. Computer. Now, if we split that back here, and then, hello? Oh, I see. It actually hollowed that out. Amazing. Now the question is, will it let me... Okay, it will. Alright. Amazing. Less amazing? Not what I was expecting, but alright. Nope. Okay. What we'll do then, just grab that all the way to there and clear that out in the bottleneck. And we, I guess, need that still. Shoop. Okay. Will it math? No, it will not math. Let's try just mirroring this. And with a little bit more information, will it do that? No, it won't. Well, that's just rude. Okay. Now I guess we need a cork, huh? It didn't actually grab that project. Okay. We got there. We've got our middle. How big of a cork do we got? And we'll just make a funny stopper like so. Now, I wonder if cork is a thing that we actually have as a default. Nope. Wood it is. Bamboo? Or do we live in cherry? Yeah. That'll fit the bill if we play with what our scale is and our roughness. Then that kind of reads as cork. And frosted glass, we'll do that and bring it into purple. I wonder if we do like this. Now will it let me get rid of that? No. I don't know why it's just hanging out. What an odd thing. Oh well. I can be violent with it. Wow, it really won't even let me do that in there. Okay, maybe I can't be violent with it. Weird. Alright. One last little bit. We'll do one of those. We'll go both ways. Symmetric as a new body. I saw that the feet still had some opening. And then we'll do this with that. And that is our liquid inside here. Do we got liquids? We got liquids. Water. Ooh, clear. Wavery. Sure. Water clear. And we'll turn it pink. And increase roughness? I don't know what that'll do. Liquid contents. That's our cork. Bottle. Do we do another render like that? Just men will love this. For that to work though, oops, we needed offset going something like that and setting that onto there. It's very faint, isn't it? Oh, you know what they also had? We had... Where's paint? The eyes were painted in. And if we adjust our glass to be a bit, yeah, there we go. Old material cannot be removed. Because I had adjusted the faces. There we go. We'll do that. And because it's liquid and glass, boy howdy is the computer going to scream at this. Oh, that simulation is spinning everything up. I hope you're having a good day because the computer, it is not. Welcome to the flipbook camera. As little Frieren in the corner starts dancing, she's doing a lot of the heavy lifting for the movement. Oh dear, there goes the music itself. That's how you know it's real struggling. Stream is chugging along. Liquid and glass sim. That was a bad choice. It's struggling. We'll stop it at only excellent as opposed to the final sim. So it'll probably get through about 70 iterations and say it's good. Oh hey Dash. Welcome to the stream where the computer's just chugging through it. So yeah, this I think is entirely why they have the cloud rendering service, so that you don't explode your computer one core at a time. Oh no. Will it make it? I don't even hear music anymore. I don't know if you guys are getting it. Oh, here we go. The fans are spinning down, so we're just gonna take that one as a win, potentially. And we're gonna make a folder for potion that men will love. And just call the render in there. And then we're leaving this place. We're never looking back at it. So there we go. Funny little potion. Which maybe we'll even save as a little treat. So I think that's a pretty productive, oh dear, 2.5 hours and 10 minutes. We made a bunch of stuff. We got our potion that men will love. We first started with the Pirate's Compass because we're not at all addicted to Peak right now. Then we stepped it up a notch, played a little bit of working on Frieren stuff. Continuing with our adventurous spirit, we made Jet from Fallout. And more questing stuff. We got our potion. So, I don't know. We can probably do one more thing. I don't know. Could even call it an early stream for the day. Because now I gotta turn most of these into drawings and export them somehow. So, I guess we'll do that. We'll just add a little bit of a chamfer on there. And where's my angle? Do that. We have our cork. And yeah, we'll just make a couple of these into file packs as we go. So we got the normal way that we do things. We have our models. We have our scale test. Because no two cosplayers are the exact same size. And then we have our reference images so that people that are not us can understand what the heck we are doing. So we've got our cork, and we got our bottle. This one's pretty self-explanatory. Then, for the sake of scaling, oh dear, I already exported those as low poly. So we'll go into our scale test. Cool. So those will go like that. And then because we don't want people getting chunky models, we'll go back and do the proper export for these. So we got that. We got this overwrite. Yeah. And our cork. Now, how bad did this render turn out? Pretty grainy. We can play with that one later. But what we have, we'll do the whole meal deal here. Go in and make the actual file pack the way that we make it. No, I will not update at this time. Make sure it's in the proper orientation for printing. And we've got our hollow bottle. Oh, actually, I have missed something entirely. I wanted to go back and add that fillet there at the neck. So I guess we'll have to redo some rendering, huh? Yeah, 100% of the reason why I go in and do these, so I can see if I'm an idiot that forgot something. Okay, export that with an easy way to print. And this one, honestly, probably would be better if it was... Why was I getting some artifacts there? Probably would be easier if this was actually just the physical cork that's cut to shape. But, you know. We're only slightly on the side of mixed material elitist of, hey, this thing will look better if it's actually made with what it's made with. So we'll do that. Simplify this to reduce the amount of faces. Yeah, that still gets the point across and isn't too bad. We'll repair that even. And this is over in the Power Fist one, so we don't want that. And this is entirely just to help the digital pack rats out there like myself. I think I also missed this fillet here, because that should not be sharp. Oh, that's doing something for sure. How much can we get away with? Perfect. Just constant little tweaks.